What's going on, ladies and gents? It is your boy Gamma here with the lovely
Juju.
Oh yeah, if this is your first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment below, share, help us continue to grow. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We want to thank all of you guys that have subscribed, left a comment, liked the video, all of that good stuff. But today, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get right into it. Married to Medicine Reunion Part 3 just aired a few days ago. And you know what we do here at Escape the Matrix. We like to talk about reality and relationships. So we're still focusing on Scott and Contessa.
Yeah.
And we got a lot to unpack, so we're going to get right into it. Juju.
Yes, sir.
Part 3 of the reunion, right?
Right.
It's basically a follow-up to the last two parts.
Yeah.
And so if you guys didn't know already, or if you want to kind of catch up to speed, watch the other two parts we covered. Links will be in the description. But anyways, Scott is basically just he's still being Scott. That's what it looks like.
He's still being a whole lie and a half.
Yeah, man. And it's like this episode, I think, was probably the worst for him.
Right. Oh,
you know, it got to the point, even his fellas, his boys, they couldn't even bail him out. They just had to look at him like, dog, you're digging the hole too deep and we're not going to get in there with you.
Matt, look, it was his fault though. He made his boys look stupid out there.
Yeah, they tried.
And they did try, and they looked foolish for trying. But yeah, good grief. I mean, that reunion basically started off with the whole female therapist, right?
Oh, that's the big thing that we got to break down for those that don't know. So tell us a little bit about this.
Right. So basically, Andy was asking him, asking the boys, the fellas, that, so what is it? Like, did you have a female therapist? And Scott basically told I would just call it flat out a lie, saying that, yes, I did say that I had a female therapist, but it was a lie. I was only saying that just so that Contessa doesn't look like she's the only one fighting for the marriage. Right? So I didn't want to look like I didn't care, so that's why I said it.
Yeah, now let's pause. We don't want to go past this too much. Scott lied about, here's the thing. Scott said that he lied about having a therapist.
Right.
So he doesn't look like he isn't fighting for the marriage.
Right.
We got to let that resonate, basically.
That's it.
So he's admitting that he lied, but his lie is, I only lied to look like it. So he's trying to make the lie somehow look noble. Like, what? I'm lying so I can at least look like I care about the marriage. Like, just let that sink in. This man is nuts. He's wild. Yo, Scott. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I just wanted to let that sink in. Yeah. So what else happened?
Man, and it's so crazy. In that clip where Contessa had confronted him about having that therapist, and he's told that lie, quote unquote, that lie, that he did have one. He said that how later after that conversation in the kitchen that he told Contessa, or that Contessa knew after that conversation that it wasn't true, right? It wasn't true. Andy then, he asked Contessa, at what point did you know that was a lie, the whole female therapist, right? Andy followed up with that question when Contessa came back out on stage.
Right.
So Contessa said it was during the trip, right? Remember when it was, I think, Heavenly and Quad, who was in the room with her?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So she said, that's when I found out that he said that, no, it wasn't a female. It was, in fact, a male.
Right.
I'm so glad that they caught that on camera because, again, remember, let's rewind it back. When it was just all the fellas out there on the stage with Andy, he said to everyone, my wife knew right after that conversation that they had in their kitchen at their home in Atlanta that I was just lying for the sake of whatever.
Yeah.
But that was a lie. So that's lie number 2. So then what also comes back to bite him is during that trip, that whole couples trip, when Heavenly and Quad was in the room with Contessa and Scott, when Scott said that, it was a male, in fact, not a female.
Yeah.
That was also another lie, because
Right,
Scott
right.
said basically on the stage during the reunion, do you guys remember what he said? He said, "Oh, I never had a therapist. Period.
Yeah,
I never
exactly.
had a therapist."
So it's
like
lies on
lie
top
number 3.
of lies on top of lies.
It's insane.
It's lies galore.
Lies galore.
On top of lies on top of lies.
Yeah.
So it's basically like this, man. Like, I'm just gonna try to recap all the lies that we are
so
well
much.
aware of. It's a lot, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like a lie thunderstorm, and I'm out here with a bucket trying to catch as many drops of lies as I can,
Right.
and I know I don't have enough. You know, my bucket isn't big enough because these lies are downpouring. But anyway, so let's start off. You said that, well, he admitted that he lied about the therapist, right?
That it was a female therapist.
Right. Well, so let's just say this. He lied about the therapist in general.
Okay.
One, he claimed he never had it.
Right.
However, when you look at the clips,
Yeah.
he lied about the sex of the therapist.
Yes.
So when he was keeping that lie up, he was saying that it was a female. But then when he was confronted, he said, no, actually, it was a male.
Right.
So it's like, oh, I only lied about it being a female when it really was a male.
Right.
And basically, both of those instances are lies. Then when he was confronted about that at the reunion, he was like, oh, no, my wife knew that I made this lie up just to kind of, look like I was fighting for the marriage.
Right.
However, Contessa was like, no, I just found out about all of this right here, like a few minutes ago at the reunion.
Yeah.
It's just so many lies that, this web of lies,
Yeah, it's bad.
you will get tangled up for days. Scott, this man has issues, and if you're seeing him as a patient, all right, we're going to leave that alone. I'm gonna all I know,
But you want to know something?
don't ask him too many questions, because what's sick and sad? There was a point where Contessa told like one of the other doctors, I think it was the husband of the newest cast member, she was like, no, don't share your opinion because I don't want you to see the wrath of Scott. Whenever, and this is so reflective of their dynamic. Contessa, even in her pain and her hurt and all the things that she's not getting, she's still somewhat trying to make peace and even protect her husband to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And she's trying to protect others from her husband. And she's telling them, hey, don't, say anything to get him mad, because when he gets backed into a corner, he's going to get mad.
Yeah.
You notice Scott never does that for Contessa.
No.
He never describes her personality, her dynamic,
No,
what can
he
hurt
really
her,
doesn't.
how she can be hurt, and how not to hurt. He's so disconnected.
Yeah.
And that, to me, said so much. Like, she's in that pain. She's still trying to figure a way to keep peace and make sure her husband doesn't get aggravated. Meanwhile, Scott is looking like a straight maniac. Seriously, the faces he makes,
eyes.
the way he responds to things, he's quick to walk away, he's quick to leave, and he's not reassuring or assuring of anything.
Right.
Contessa is in a very bad place. Like, I think we asked this question a few times in the other videos. Now that all the reunion episodes have come out,
Right.
we really can ask the audience this question, because we really want to know what you guys think. What is going on with Scott and Contessa? Like, what do you think the issue is? Me and Juju, we already talked about the love languages,
Right.
their disconnect, how Scott is so not affectionate. He's not in tune at all with Contessa. But is there more to it? Some people are straight up saying he's cheating. That's why.
Yeah.
He has a side
There's
piece.
a lot of rumors.
Right. Like, he's straight up in a full-blown affair or relationship. Like, is that what it is? Like, because this man is not there emotionally. He's just not. His answers are so, black and white, straight to the point, contrived. It's like, yeah, we're going to make it work. She knows I care. And yeah, we're going to. That's how he sounds.
Yeah.
Whereas Contessa, she's really dying inside. You can tell emotionally she has nothing left. And she wants it to work, but she knows she can't force him, as she said numerous times, to make him care.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, was there any other lies that we missed? I know there's so many, and
There's
it's
a
funny
lot.
because these are the only ones that were made known.
Yeah.
He's probably lying like every time he opens his mouth. Like, whenever he talks to
Yeah.
Contessa, even the
It drives her crazy.
right, the little things too. When someone is lying that much and then they go
Right.
back to try to fix the lie or explain and justify
With
the
another
lie,
lie?
it's. I think he's losing count. The faces he make lets me know that he doesn't even believe himself.
Yeah.
It's like he just says things and then he pauses and wait to see how you take it.
Exactly.
Is she or is he buying
Are they
this?
buying it? Yep.
It's ridiculous, man. Yo, Scott, like I said, you know what, man? Let me just reiterate this one point. For those listening to this point, up until this point, rather, for everyone listening up until this point, when we talk about relationships, right, we are never rooting for them to end. We're not like in the background hoping to see the demise of anyone. What we're trying to do is highlight things, one, that are obvious, but then also things that are not. We got to talk about these dynamics that are often ignored.
Yeah.
Again, the love languages, the psychological aspects, the spiritual aspects, the way that you understand your partner and vice versa.
Yeah.
All of those things matter. We often hear that the biggest reason or one of the biggest reasons for divorce is what? Finance. But how often has finance been the issue in many of these cases? It's funny, right?
Yeah.
Because in these cases that we've touched on thus far, at least on this channel, these people were very stable financially. That was probably the least of their worries. They have big homes, lavish expenses, beautiful cars. They're very comfortable in their finances. But do you see how tumultuous their relationships are? And that's why we like to talk about these things. It's not always money. Money might be the trigger in some cases. So,
right.
When you don't have it, of course, you're going to be fighting over it and for it. But even when you have it, notice how it doesn't fix the issues in the relationship. We're talking about two medical professionals.
Right.
Yet there are lies, there's scandals, there's lack of trust, lack of comfort. The list goes on. And those are the things that are very hard to repair. You could always get another job, a better job. You can always start a career. You can always make more money. You might even win the lottery, whatever. But it's very hard to just all of a sudden become a loving person if you really aren't that in your heart. It's very hard to just change religions or, change your faith system and the way you look at life and the way you feel about things. It's very hard to do that. Much harder, in my opinion. So again, man, we want to know from the audience, what do you think is happening with Scott and Contessa at this point? Juju, where do you think they stand? What do you think the outcome will be?
Man, all I could say is that their relationship is on very shaky grounds.
Yeah.
Very shaky grounds. Because I feel like this 3-part reunion, it really, for me personally, builds the case that Contessa has been trying to make over the season.
Right,
that she basically feels like she's going nuts. Like she's losing her mental completely with Scott. You know what I mean? She
is.
And I'm so glad. I'll say this. I forgot the husband's name. The new couple that came on onto this season. The husband had basically was saying like this is confusing. Like there's so many stories being told right now from Scott.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad as a man, as a husband, he spoke up and spoke his truth or his mind, because Contessa is not crazy. Like we're not crazy. Like we're all seeing this same thing, this relationship, this dynamic that Contessa has with Scott, and it is like bizarre world. Like it's just insane. So their relationship is very much on shaky ground.
Right.
And I just don't know. It's a huge question mark. The next season, I don't know how it's gonna play out, but I'm praying for them.
Absolutely. The next 3 to 6 months are going to be incredibly pivotal. It's going to determine pretty much everything as far as their marriage.
Yeah.
Like what you said, man, Scott has told so many lies.
So many.
And he's already admitted just maybe 1 or 2 of them. Because by admitting that he never even have a therapist or had a therapist, already admits 2 lies. So 1, you lied about having one. You lied, actually 3 lies, because 1, he lied about having a therapist.
Right.
He lied about it being a woman, and then he lied about it being a man.
Exactly.
So it's like, come on, man. This guy, to call him a liar, that is not hearsay. That is not in any way, trying to defame him or, attack his character. He already admitted that he lied. And when someone lies that often and frequently over things like that, the only way I can see anything happening in a good way is if 1, they get therapy, but the therapy can't just be both of them listening to things they need to do. it has to have a lot of Scott's lies exposed to the extreme. Like,
Yes.
he has to do the extreme opposite of what he has been doing.
I agree.
When you lie that much, you're gonna have to be like not just honest, but transparently honest. You know, like no locks on your phone, no locks on the email, or like he has to be incredibly transparent to get Contessa to a place of trust. And that's even to a normalcy, not, you know, deep trust, but to just get her to be comfortable enough where she doesn't have to question his every move and his every word. He has to be overwhelmingly honest. And I don't know if Scott has that in him. So I feel the same way you feel, Juju. It absolutely is on shaky ground, super thin ice. And I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, we are hoping and wishing the best for them.
Right.
You know, seriously. So guys, we want to end it on this note. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think about that reunion if you caught part 3 of it. And the links to the other videos that we did about Contessa and Scott will be in the description of this video. Definitely want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment below, share, help us grow, man. We're growing, the ETM family. We're growing. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We want to thank all of our subscribers, all the people that leave comments and help us to engage. You also give us more to talk about as well, so we appreciate all of you guys. And stay tuned for the next one, and until next time, escape the Matrix.